Om Stapakaya cha dharmasya Sarvadharma Swarupine Avatara Varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Sritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu Namasri Etirajaya Vivekananda Suri Satchisuka Swarupaya Swamine Tabharani. Hon'ble President of India, Shri Ram Nath Kovind, Most Revered Swami Gautamanandaji Maharaj, Vice President Ramakrishna and Ramakrishna Mission, Kumari Nivedita Viraji, Vice President Vivekananda Kendra Kanyakumari, the First Lady of our country, she is also present in the dais, as also Dr. Nandini Seshadri, my dear and revered brother monks, the nuns of the Sharda Mutt, distinguished members of the managing committee, other invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed an extraordinary day, a memorable day, and it's a matter of great joy and pleasure for me to welcome all of you who have come here on this momentous evening. We are in particular extremely indebted to the Hon'ble President of India for having agreed to grace this occasion with their presence, as also the other dignitaries on the dais, as also all of you who have turned up in large numbers to be part of this extraordinary occasion. Yes, it's a poignant moment, a memorable occasion. We are commemorating, celebrating the 150th birth anniversary of one of the most illustrious daughters of our motherland. We are trying to pay our humble homage to the hallowed memories of these extraordinary personalities. She was no doubt born in Ireland. She was christened Margaret Noble when she was born. But then, at the call of her Guru, in response to the call of her master, Swami Vivekananda, she came over to our country in 1898 and she adapted herself, did everything that was in her power to change her allegiance completely. It was not an easy task, it was an arduous journey. It was an extremely painful journey she undertook, but she really succeeded at the end, and she became so one with our motherland that all of us today remember her much more as Sister Nivedita or Bhagini Nivedita, as one of our own, as one of the most illustrious daughters of our country. How much she accomplished in such a short span of 44 years, out of which about 13 years she spent in our country, in our motherland. She was so multidimensional. She worked in several spheres, inspired people in ever so many ways. Of course, we all know about the extraordinary institution she set up for the education of women, namely the Sister Nivedita School, which is today a wonderful institution serving a large number of students, girl students. But then, it was not just only the empowerment of women or the education of women which drew her attention. Her contribution in the field of education in general, her nationalistic ideas, her awakening of the nationalist feelings of our youth, because she had such a passion for India. Somewhere she said, my life is given to India, I shall live in it and I shall die there, and she verily did that. She says, the strength that spoke in the Vedas, in the Upanishads, in the making of religion, of empires, in the knowledge of the scholars, in the meditation of the saints, that is born again amongst, and its name today is nationality. She had such a tremendous love for our country. She says, the present of India is rooted in her past, and before her is a shining, glorious future. Almost you can see the parallel in the words of Swami Vivekananda. She was such an extraordinary disciple that she imbibed completely and totally from Swamiji. Many of those whom we call the builders of modern India, who have become so famous today, all of them were deeply inspired and motivated by her. Just to name a few, maybe the Bal Gangadhar Tilakar, Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das, Rabindranath Tagore, and then Acharya Jagadish Chandra Bose, many others. As I said, she worked not only in the field of women's empowerment or education, the area of service. How do we really, our deep love and our commitment to the nation, its cause, that is through service. The service she rendered during the great plague of Calcutta, that's remarkable, monumental, so to say. She lived in such a condition. She would spend most of her time in such appalling conditions of ill health. She would visit the slums, be with the dying. There were many who breathed their last, particularly the children, with their heads on her lap. Such a love for the poor and the downtrodden. Art. So many great artists like Nandalal Bose, Abhinavanath Tagore, they were all inspired by Sister Nivedita. Science. What all she did for Acharya Jagadish Chandra Bose. She supported him financially in so many other ways. Her commitment, her service was of a totally different order. So you see, this great nationalist movement, in fact, probably its revival started with the celebration of the 150th birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda, which was done for a period of 4 years starting from 2010. But then we need to constantly keep it going. Keep its vigor, its momentum going all the time. Probably this is one more occasion. Just by recalling the extraordinary service of the sister, her dedication, her sacrifice, her oneness with our motherland as a whole, all this should inspire us, rekindle in our hearts at least some of the patriotism and the passion which she felt for her country, so that we can all, bring to fruition the extraordinary dream of Swami Vivekananda. Just as Swamiji, she also dreamt that India will rise again and become a leader of the nations in the world. I think if that dream of Swami Vivekananda is to become true, all of us, particularly the youngsters of our country, the young men and women, the youth of our country, should go back, go through the life and works of Sister Nivedita, be inspired by her, and do something so that they leave a mark on this earth as great citizens, as great sons and daughters of our country. Then and only then our coming here, being a part of this country, being inspired by her, will be meaningful. I once again thank our Hon'ble President and all the other dignitaries for accepting our invitation and having come and graced the occasion with their presence. I wish the celebrations a wonderful success. I thank all of you also for having come here this evening. Thank you very much.